Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on discovering coins that could be worth a fortune. Believe me, what we're looking at today might completely change the way you see a coin in your collection. Today, we're traveling back in time, back to the year 1971. A year that marked significant changes for many countries, but particularly for Iraq. This was the period when Iraq was reshaping itself economically and politically. And in the midst of all this, a small, seemingly ordinary coin was minted, the Iraq 10 fils of 1971, or 1391 in the Islamic calendar. At first glance, you might think, it's just a 10 fils coin. How much could it be worth? But history has a funny way of making ordinary things extraordinary. This coin, while modest in appearance, carries a story that can captivate collectors and historians alike. Let's start with its design. The coin is small, yet meticulously crafted. On one side, it proudly features the emblematic symbols of Iraq from that era. The intricate design represents not just currency, but identity, national pride, and a snapshot of Iraq's cultural and economic state in the early 70s. It's a tangible piece of history you can hold in your hand. The other side of the coin features its denomination, clearly 10 fils, and the year 1971 or 1391 in Arabic numerals, a reminder of its dual heritage bridging the Gregorian and Islamic calendars. For many collectors, these dual-dated coins are particularly valuable because they represent a fusion of histories. Now, let's talk rarity, because this is where things get exciting. The Iraq 10 fils of 1971 wasn't minted in enormous quantities. While it circulated widely enough for daily transactions, surviving specimens in excellent condition are few and far between. Coins of this age often suffered wear and tear, and many were simply lost, melted down, or damaged over the decades. That means finding a 10 fils in pristine, almost mint condition today is like finding a tiny needle in a vast haystack. For collectors, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint, with factors like scratches, discoloration, and age were affecting their value. A coin that looks like it just came off the minting press can fetch a surprisingly high price. And the Iraq 10 fils of 1971? Well, if you have one in exceptional condition, you are holding a piece of history that is increasingly rare and highly sought after. Beyond condition, provenance also plays a key role. Coins with a documented history, perhaps passed down through generations or acquired from reputable sources, tend to attract more attention from collectors. Imagine having a coin that not only survived decades but has a story attached to it, a story that makes it more than just metal. And here's something many people don't realize: political and economic history can dramatically impact the coin's value. Iraq in the 1970s underwent significant shifts, including currency reforms and changes in government leadership. Coins from transitional periods often become collectors' treasures because they represent moments of change, making them more desirable than coins from more stable eras. The 10 fils coin of 1971 falls squarely into this category. It's not just a piece of money, it's a snapshot of a nation at a pivotal moment in history. For those interested in investing, coins like this are increasingly seen as tangible assets. Unlike paper currency or digital assets, coins have physical presence, historical significance, and scarcity, three factors that historically have preserved or increased value over time. Collectors around the world are often willing to pay top dollar for coins that are rare, well-preserved, and historically significant. But how do you know if your coin is worth something? Start with careful inspection. Look for signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or corrosion. Compare it to verified images of mint-condition specimens. Check the edges and the relief. The sharper the details, the better. And if you're serious about its value, consider having it professionally graded by a recognized numismatic authority. A professional grading can significantly affect the coin's market price. Now, I want you to imagine holding this coin in your hand. It's small, but heavy with history. Every scratch and mark tells a story. Every curve in its design is a reminder of Iraq in 1971, a country at a crossroads, a coin that witnessed decades of change. This is why collectors are not just buying metal, they're buying a tangible piece of history, a story that has survived against the odds. And while this coin may have been in everyday circulation at one point, today, it has the potential to be an extraordinary find. Collectors in the market are not looking for common coins, they're looking for coins that connect them to history, coins that are scarce, and coins that tell a story no other coin can tell. The Iraq 10 fils of 1971 fits all these criteria. If you've ever doubted the value of coins in your collection, think again. What may have once seemed insignificant can now be a remarkable discovery. And it's not just about the metal. It's about rarity, condition, provenance, and history. And most importantly, it's about having something that is increasingly difficult to find. Collectors and investors alike have noted that coins from this period in Iraq are seeing a steady rise in demand. Those who got in early have seen substantial returns, and the Iraq 10 fils of 1971 is no exception. Its value is not just theoretical, it is being actively traded, sought after by collectors, and highly regarded in numismatic circles. Now, after all this history, context, and explanation, it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to have an Iraq 10 fils from 1971 in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth as much as $30,000. Yes, the small, modest coin that many overlooked decades ago can now be a high-value collector's item. So, if you have one tucked away, take a closer look. Check its condition, consider getting it graded, and recognize the incredible history behind it. This is a perfect example of how something seemingly ordinary can transform into something extraordinary over time. Remember, history has a way of surprising us, and coins like the Iraq 10 fils of 1971 are proof that the past can be more valuable than we ever imagined. So, hold on to your collections, research your coins, and never underestimate the power of a small piece of metal with a big story. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this journey into history and the hidden value of coins, subscribe and stay tuned. You never know what coin could be your next $30,000 discovery.